Hold on. All right. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of all ages, to Sports Sync, the podcast you have to let sink in. I am Owen. That's supposed to be Nick. He's just not here right now. I don't know where he went. Today we're gonna probably have to get into some of the playoffs. There's Nick. There he is. Yep, he's right there. He's there, guys. He's here. Hey,
Hi,
Nick.
Owen.
They were asking where you were.
Where am I?
Yeah, they were asking where. Oh. I completely forgot, but I won that bet. It's
Is it
time.
molded? No, it's not. Okay. So let's just fill in some context.
Let's
Um,
go.
for those of you who were not here last Sunday, we filled out our playoff brackets, unto which I said there was no shot the Green Bay Packers would win. So much so that I was confident enough to bet that if the Green Bay Packers won, I, a lactose intolerant individual, would eat a slice of American cheese. Because, ladies and gentlemen, the Dallas Cowboys.
Oh
I don't even know how
my!
to open these things, dog.
It's a seam in the middle. Look
Oh,
in the
okay,
middle.
okay,
It's a
okay.
seam in
Yeah,
the
I got
middle.
you. I got you. I got you. I got
It's
you.
a
I got you.
meat.
I got you. I got you.
You should have got a cheese stick, bro. It's a lot easier if you just got a cheese stick.
You think we keep cheese sticks in my house?
Probably.
No.
I don't know. Do you have little kids in your house or something?
No.
Man, how do your parents feel about this? This did you tell your mother and father that you had to eat a piece of cheese on Sports Sync?
They thought I was. They think I'm. It's.
Are you
Here we go. I don't even like cheese, bro.
He's just eating straight cheese.
Like, genuinely. Like, I
You
don't even
you have to
like.
finish that whole thing of cheese
Oh, I
before
know.
before
I
this.
know.
Okay, all right,
I
good.
know.
I'm,
I
ha-
will. God,
I'm,
it's awful.
I'm happy you know. I'm happy you know.
This is what I do for content, guys.
Remember,
It's
once we get
genuinely terrible.
it's not that. Okay, that cheese that you picked is terrible. I don't like eating that cheese straight up. I don't know why we would ever eat that cheese straight up. No, only Americans, true Americans, eat that cheese straight up. How do you feel, Nick? Anything happening to you right now?
Um, I,
Do you
I,
feel,
I think I think I'm good,
do
but
you don't think it's enough cheese to?
this is it. This
Mutual.
is all the cheese I have left.
Hold on, you have to hold on to that. No. You have to hold that cheese. You have to wait. You have to wait on that onto that piece. Okay.
Are you saying that I have to like ask your permission to eat my cheese?
Yes, I am. You have to have my permission to eat the cheese.
I did. Love you,
Pasted.
Stid.
Get on my level says Owen. As a mutual Cowboys hater, how we feeling? We feeling great right now. Cowboys suck. Bang bang Niner gang.
Dog, what happened?
I'll tell you what happened. They had Dak Prescott throw 60 times, and he just so he can have 400 passing yards.
Uh, okay, here's a serious question, because there's two ways you can look at this, and I want to know from your perspective, because I think, and this is why
Mhm.
I'm so grateful of being a Browns fan,
Yes.
because because with the exception of Bengals fans and Ravens fans and Steelers fans, with the exception of the AFC North, everyone's going to look at the Browns playoff game, and by the way, we will talk about that game,
Yep.
as wow, look at how good the Texans are.
hmm
The Texans are phenomenal. This is the
hmm
team. They're not looking at this as, oh my goodness, the Browns are awful.
Well, I think that also has a point because they started they're fourth. quarterback
Well,
of the
my
season.
my question to you is for the Dallas Cowboys, is this a situation where we're taking from this game CJ or not CJ Stroud, Jordan Love is a phenomenal, he's
Yep.
elite, he is
Yep.
the guy, or are we taking the Dallas Cowboys are frauds, they're awful, they need to blow it up. They've reached their ceiling. Fire everybody, start them.
I think we're reaching both parts. I think this is both. I think this is the start of what the Packers are looking for and the end of what the Cowboys are looking for.
Oh, if you're a Packer fan, you're on
The
on
top, you're
the
on top of the world.
yeah.
This is the best outcome you could have. And I might be wrong saying this, but the Packers were the worst team record-wise coming into this
Yes.
playoffs.
This was a rebuilding year.
This year was not supposed to be them in the playoffs contention. Them, having the chance to play the Niners, and if they win, go to the NFC Championship game.
This was a rebuild year. And
They
now
didn't-
they're in the divisional
They didn't have
round of the
Aaron
playoffs.
Jones for half the year. Think about that.
And Aaron Jones, he looked like he didn't miss a single game tonight.
No, he is the most underrated running back in the entire league, and I'm okay to say that because nobody gives him his credit where he should get it.
I know that this is a Dallas Cowboy team that we always expect that, yes, they're going to choke. Yes, they're going to have their demise.
Mm-hmm.
But, man, look, I can't. Owen is holding me hostage. I can't eat the cheese yet. Owen, man.
You can have half the cheese because
I hate you. I hate you. I hate you so much.
Show us you tearing the cheese. Show it. You can have. Yeah, everybody's here to see you eat some cheese, dude. I mean, they don't care anything else about the podcast. They just want to see some cheese being ate. Okay.
You stupid cheeseheads.
Some.
You
This is
stupid
perfect.
cheeseheads.
This is perfect. It is interesting that Jordan Love has the opportunity. Yeah, it's a very long thing. Has the opportunity now to do something in year one that Aaron Rodgers could do. And beat San Francisco in the playoffs.
What's also interesting is Jordan Love has the opportunity to do something that to not do something that Aaron Rodgers continuously did, and that is run his mouth on national television every Tuesday on the Pat McAfee show.
I mean, Jordan Love seems like a nice, laid back kind of guy. So I don't really expect him to, be all broad.
I agree with this.
They should. Seattle should have started Drew Lock over Geno Smith, and I stick with that.
Yeah, that's what. If you're a Packer fan, you got to be because right now I think Aaron Rodgers and Jimmy Kimmel are having issues.
Yeah.
And so to be a Packer fan,
Jimmy
to
Kimmel.
sit here with Jordan Love throwing for 3 touchdowns today?
3 touchdowns. He was 16 for 21,
on
300-something yards.
A third of the passing attempts of Dak Prescott.
1/4 of the completions too, by the way.
No, Dak Prescott didn't complete all his passes.
He completed 41.
Yeah, that 15 is not a quarter of 41.
Well, it's 10-ish.
No.
Anyways, as
that
we continue
math ain't mathin'.
Texas versus
maybe in 10 years we'll see Jordan Love build up some random podcast and run his mouth.
Okay, so we'll see that in 10 years, and about 15 years from now, we'll see Jordan Love on the Jets. And then after that, he's going to retire, and then he's going to unretire and go to the Vikings.
Yeah, so when does Aaron Rodgers become a Viking? Is Aaron Rodgers going to be the Vikings quarterback answer this year? Is that their quarterback answers?
No, not this year. Next year. Next year's the Viking year.
That's very interesting to point out too, because look. Dan Quinn just yesterday, was getting calls from every single team in the NFL to be their head coach.
Yep.
I mean, he was getting love, high praise. He was the top candidate in a coaching carousel that's got Jim Harbaugh, Bill Belichick, and Mike Vrabel.
Ben Johnson too. Don't even forget about Ben Johnson.
And everyone's over here awing at Dan Quinn. And then his defense goes out and lets a first-year starter out of Utah State
Basically a rookie.
who had been sitting on the bench for 3 years come out and do this. I agree, JC. Roll humps.
Go Camels.
But I got a sticker on the back of my phone. It says roll humps.
Oh, nice.
So Dan Quinn, what is his job looking like next year? What is he doing next year?
He's not gonna have one.
Now he'll have the Cowboys job.
He'll have the Cowboys job. He won't have a job that he wants, though. That's something because he wants a head coaching job, like how he had for the Falcons. But he's not going to have a head coaching job
No.
because of that meltdown he had with the Packers. He let this Packers team that, by the way, let's just say that this pass defense has been terrible for the Packers this whole season, which is true, 100% true. They basically shut out the Cowboys for 2 quarters.
Well, what surprised me the most about the Cowboys offense was Dak Prescott's nerves. Dak did not look like himself. He did not look like that cool, calm, and collected guy that we see. You could hear it audibly in his voice. Whenever he was saying, "Yeah, here we go," it got progressively more depressing.
Yep.
By the end of the game.
Yep.
So I feel like for Dallas, because
I'm not gonna lie to you. Sorry to cut you off, but I think it's time to set ways.
Yeah, what ways do you go? Like
Trade.
Look at this. Look at this.
It's
It was a Joe Barry masterclass. And how many times in the face of the universe has a Packer fan ever said that?
Never.
There are Packers fans today. I guarantee you, Lucas Cutler, that you still think that Joe Barry should be fired at the end of the season.
He should. He still should be.
Terrible.
He still should be fired. This team has no business being in the playoffs at all.
This is a good point. I like this point. Green Bay played like they had nothing to lose. Dallas did. Dallas had a lot of expectations going into this one. But
okay, also, like even then, at this point, now that we stand there, even if Dallas is the 1 seed, 2 seed, 3 seed, and they have home field advantage, they're still the underdog because of how bad this team is in the playoffs, no matter what. No matter what.
And that seems to be like from a perspective of a Dallas Cowboy fan, what changes do you make? Because again, you have the team, you have the roster right now as we speak to make the playoffs every single year.
This is what I think you do. And this is I'm not
But
if you
lost
talk
to the sevens. You became the first team in NFL history to lose to a 7 seed.
And of course it'd be them too, though. Of course it'd be them of all teams. It had to be. Because the NFL is scripted.
Mike McCarthy should not wake up with a job tomorrow.
He shouldn't, for one. There's a reason why Green Bay fired him. Lucas, how do you feel about Mike McCarthy as a head coach for the Green Bay Packers?
Oh, I get half of our chat is Packer fans. I guarantee they all hate Mike McCarthy. As a reward for Joe Barry's match, we should record with front row suites to the next game on the couch. Yeah, have the game off. Have the game off. Take the game off, Joe Barry. We got it from here. Just go sit on the couch. just sit right here.
Honestly, we need Joe Barry to be there so we can win. But anyways, as we were continuing the Cowboys slander, Dak needs to go. They need to trade up. I really do think that this is a spot where they trade up with a like a 10th pick, 12th pick. Maybe they trade with the Broncos, send Dak to Denver. And then they get Bo Nix or they get Michael Penix.
I don't think the Dallas Cowboys are going to be that panicky.
Or
in the
Or
offseason.
maybe they trade Dak away and start Trey Lance.
I I think I think this is the year. I think for one, Mike McCarthy was already on the hot seat. I think we've been talking about him being on the hot seat since he had um um why am I blanking on his name? Um Patriots
Zeke,
running back Ezekiel
Zeke.
Elliott line up as center.
That was such a stupid play. Oh man, gives
He's
us the
been
win
he's been on the hot seat since then, and he has not
with Bill. That's funny.
and he has not shown up. So him being if we get a notification in the middle of the show that he's fired, I would not be surprised. But I feel like now this is Dak Prescott's hot seat year.
Yeah, no, yeah, no, I agree. Honestly, it just feels weird seeing head coaches that brought their teams to 12-5 wins, 12 and
Getting
5,
fired.
and getting fired, but also being undefeated at home. So, are you going to really fire him because you lost one home game?
Well,
That
yeah,
that
because that
that's how
that
you could
that
see it, though.
one that one home game is the game you needed to win.
Yeah,
Like those games don't matter. Yeah, you can beat the Giants and the Commanders at home every single day of the week. Yeah, you can go and shut out the New York Giants, beat them 40-0 on national television to start the year. Yeah, you can do all that stuff. Yeah, that's cute. But the Dallas Cowboys continuously proved to America that they could not go on the road and win a game that mattered or go into the playoffs and win a game that mattered. And as long as they continue to just keep giving that talent, of course, those one or two losses are going to be the ones that people look back on.
yeah, definitely, definitely. Um, I think it's just interesting to see a team like that just crumble because that team is so star-studded. It's full of stars everywhere, every position almost. Every single position. Good O line, good quarterback, good running back, good receivers, good tight end. That's just the offense. They're good everywhere.
It feels like because Dallas always has a good roster. I feel like there hasn't been and very many years where I've been sitting here thinking, "Wow, Dallas does not have a roster built to make a deep playoff run."
hmm
They have that roster built. They had that roster built last. We've been saying it, and it's just like expectations fall short somewhere. And I don't know if that's Mike McCarthy's fault. I don't know if that's Dak Prescott's fault. It's probably, if you want to put the blame on somebody first, Tony Pollard.
hmm
You want to talk about a disappointing guy?
hmm
Tony Pollard. He had a disappointing year in Dallas.
Well, and it was always the question: do we pick Zeke or do we pick Pollard? Do we pick Pollard because he's younger?
And they didn't have to pay.
Yep.
Um,
I think it's also crazy that this team had 3 cornerbacks that were all pros to start the year. Stephon
yeah.
Gilmore, Deron Bland, who is an all pro now, at least, and Trey, was it? I'm blanking. Trayvon Diggs? Trayvon Diggs.
Yeah. Diggs got hurt. You can't say that. That's he got hurt on his birthday. He tore his ACL in practice on his birthday. That's a horrible birthday gift.
That is a very bad birthday gift. I saw a dude say this about the Cowboys. We have a bunch of great individual players who all want their shine and fame. They will always get beaten in the playoffs by teams who play together. So he's saying that the Cowboys players have too big of an ego to coexist.
That's true.
They just need more. Maybe the Cowboys need to start looking for team players instead of, say, good players. Does that make sense?
It's hard because I think Jerry Jones is egotistical himself.
Yes, he just wants to build the biggest, best roster.
The Green Bay Packers aren't owned. They don't have an owner.
No, I'm an owner of
I
the Green Bay
think I
Packers, by
think
the
yeah,
way.
I think they're owned by the city of Green Bay.
Yeah, you can purchase ownership of the Packers. I'm like a 1% owner of the Packers.
I would, but I'd like buy enough shares to where the only thing I would do is re-sign Joe Barry.
And this okay, well, I mean, Lucas is gonna get mad at you. Anyways, as I was saying, and this is great because the Packers will probably most likely never leave Green Bay
No,
because they're owned by the city. I mean, Green Bay is such a small market, anyways, that if they had a true owner, they would be gone already.
Justin Fields is right. The only thing to do in Green Bay is to watch football. And the good thing is it's good football they get to watch.
Yeah, it's good football every year.
But
Packers always show out.
I think that point because the Packers they're not owned by anybody. So
Mm,
they have a GM, they have a president of operations, and those guys aren't as egotistical.
because there's not. Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah, I'd resign Joe. I'd make Joe Barry the head coach, honestly. I would. But and that allows you can't really say that about the Packers though because they had Aaron Rodgers for so long, and Aaron Rodgers has an ego bigger than
Well, that's a player ego. That's a lot different, and there's a different scale to it
yeah, but
because the player can't tell the president and the GM what to do.
he did. Aaron Rodgers did the entire time he was in Green Bay. He did.
He can't make trades. Okay,
He did. How do you think he ended up in New York?
he can't sign free agents.
He
Okay,
did. How do you think Randall Cobb ended up in Green Bay?
he can't draft guys. So
He
can't
okay.
say
No,
that.
he never did because they never drafted a wide receiver in the first place.
There you go.
So clearly he wasn't. But I feel like Jordan Love and company, they're I think you're right. That team that team mentality.
Mhm.
I had a coach always say a good team beats five good talk about basketball, five good players beats one great player.
Mhm.
So yeah, and I feel like the Green Bay Packers would have that.
Yep.
Dontavian Wicks, he had, I mean, that touchdown catch, I mean, golly. I was appalled. I was sitting over here like how, and my dad's a Cowboy fan, so I couldn't say much because my dad is a passionate Cowboys fan.
Mm,
And he was very unhappy with the Green Bay Packers
I believe it. I believe it.
being so good.
Well, I talked about this earlier with you. It's always
Mhm.
the Packers, Niners, or Eagles. It's just a rival team of the Cowboys that stops them from making the playoffs or
Mhm.
kicks them out of the playoffs.
Mhm.
It's always that. Like the Niners, just the past 2 years. The Packers this year. You may eat the last piece of cheese.
Thank you. Thank you. Pissing me off.
You better enjoy that piece of cheese though. Won't be your last one.
It is. I'm no longer making bets. No, I'm done.
Never bet on the Cowboys or never bet for the Cowboys.
Nope, I'm done. I'm done betting. I'm done betting. The only way I'll ever bet is if I know with 100% certainty that it's free money.
Oh, free money, you say?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
So,
I
Owen,
think
unless you have a way to give me free money,
I think I do. I think I do. It's called drum roll please. Underdog Fantasy.
that's right, ladies and gentlemen. We here on Sports Sync promote gambling all the time.
Yeah, Lucas. So you Lucas can become the best gambler in the world.
I agree. See, it's as simple as that. Now, I think I might have to refresh because
Who is Jordan Thompson? What is this?
what is what?
What am I looking at? Oh, is this tennis?
Yeah, you're looking at tennis, my dog.
Like I'm oh no, this is not my forte.
You don't know. Look at this. Is Gail
I
is
don't know
this
who
related to
Gale
Gail Lewis?
is. What is Aces? Lucas, can you tell us what this is?
There's some white people stuffed in the max.
Keep it pushing. Let's go. What else do we got? Mason Rudolph is about to have an absolute game.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
Have
He
you
is.
seen the weather in Buffalo?
Yeah. And you know the one player on both rosters that have played in the snow? Mason Rudolph. So put Mason Rudolph up there.
What do you putting? What are you putting? Huh? He's
Passing
not.
yards.
No. No.
Go to Najee. Go to Najee's gonna be a good one because they're gonna run the ball about 30 times this game.
Mm-hmm.
Or Jalen Ward, one or the other.
Warren.
Warren, sorry.
Um,
I think Warren might get more touches this game.
he's gonna have.
There's gonna be a max like together of 12 passes this whole game. So I go rushing attempts for Warren.
He's got 8.5. Yeah, he's got 8.5 in the bag.
Yeah, I go rushing attempts for Warren.
George Pickens.
I'm not betting on any receivers at all.
Um,
I'm kicker. Do you want to go bet on a kicker?
What about these guys? Chris Boswell? No, Chris Boswell doesn't do anything.
Oh,
What about Josh Allen?
rushing attempts
9.
9 seems pretty fair, honestly.
That's a good line. I don't know if he does that. What about? Does he have 40 rushing yards?
I think he averages 40 rushing yards.
All right, we'll put it in. Screw it.
I don't like that.
James Cook. This guy's gonna have a day.
Yeah, he will.
62 and yeah, no, I'm putting the higher on that.
Yeah, definitely.
James Cook gonna have a day.
Don't bet on receivers. I told you.
No, we're gonna move to the other game down in Tampa Bay. The Eagles.
Nope. We have to bet on Baker. You know this.
Oh yeah, Big Dick Baker. We got to bet on him.
We have to bet on Baker.
Love me, Baker Mayfield.
Wait, is that a Fletcher Cox bet? Hold on. Scroll back up.
Do we?
Fletcher Cox
with a
sack?
On Baker Mayfield? Not in this economy.
Not
in this economy.
I saw him and I was like, there's no way.
Baker throws a pick.
No. Baker has an amazing game.
No, Baker throws a pick because I promise you, as a Baker Mayfield fan, a diehard Baker Mayfield fan, I've got 2 of his jerseys in my closet right now. As a Baker Mayfield fan, even his best games, he throws an interception. He's like Joe Flacco that way.
But this Eagles defense is terrible.
Who cares, dog?
He said bet on Julio with A.J. Brown back. Julio has owned Tampa his entire career.
I think
back
A.J.
when
Brown's
he was a
hurt.
spring chicken, though.
Yeah, but still, like once you own somebody, you always own somebody.
Go down 2 catches.
2 catches. Put that in the bank. Thank you. Look at that. We got our parlay.
That was free.
So look, 20 times. $1, you win 20. $2, you win 40. Let's say you're a big bettor. Owen, he's a big bettor. He likes to bet $498.
Man, don't I love to bet $490?
That's his pastime.
Well, but sometimes I like to put some sense in there, you know.
I can't do that, but sometimes he's a 284 guy.
Ooh,
sometimes he's a 270.
Can you bet on AJ Brown? I'm curious. I just want to make sure they have it like right. Who is that guy?
Quez Watkins?
No, not him. Him. Who is he?
Owen, the name is yours.
Olamide Zucchini.
I think you just did a racism.
That's not. I didn't.
I don't see AJ Brown.
Okay, because I just replaced all our bets and put under for him because he's not even playing.
Yeah, he's I think done for the. I don't know if he comes back.
I think he's done for the year.
I don't know if he comes back.
I think Jalen Hurts is probably done for the year as well, but he's playing. So,
Jalen Hurts should be done for the year.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But he's
not. Yeah.
All right, so in order for you to win free money, it's pretty simple. You bet on the higher Jalen Warren, bet on the higher Josh Allen, you bet on the higher James Cook, you bet on the higher Baker Mayfield. Of course you bet on Baker Mayfield because he's a dog, and you bet higher on Julio Jones. Everything is higher today, and we'll have that ticking down low where you see the podcast you have to let sink in. We'll have that sliding down so you guys don't forget because we're here to give you free money. Ain't that right, Owen?
Yes, that's right. That's right.
All right. What game are we talking about next?
Well, we did have 4 games happen since.
Do you want to briefly talk about the Chiefs and the Dolphins game?
Yeah, the game that happened in 5-degree weather.
No. -5-degree weather.
Oh, I was close. Okay, I was close.
By technicality and by like wind chill temperature, that game was the third coldest game ever played in NFL history.
Sounds about right.
And it was about as entertaining, and it was probably the third most boring game in NFL history.
Well, I mean that's because it was being played in -5-degree weather plus winds.
Yeah, but still, like when you have Patrick Mahomes and not Josh Allen and Tua Tagovailoa and Tyreek Hill on the field, there needs to be some entertainment.
In 5-degree weather.
Yeah, I don't care. I don't care. The only entertaining thing I saw was Andy Reid's beard or mustache.
Was that fan there? Was the fake Andy Reid there as well, or no? Did they show him?
No, they didn't show him. Oh, that is a good point, Najee. But we haven't seen Jalen Warren in the snow yet. I feel like Jalen Warren's a stud, and I saw him destroy my Cleveland Browns. So I'm a bet on him.
Warren is built like LaShawn McCoy.
Yeah, and LaShawn McCoy did good in the snow. So
LaShawn McCoy was a snow demon.
And speaking of the snow, I have. Let's get back to that Chiefs game exclusively on Peacock. Oh, and did you watch that game?
No. Does it look like I watched Chiefs games? No, I didn't watch that game.
Me either. But there was something that I took out of that game that Owen hates me for. And I do want your guys' thoughts on this. Now, we here on Sports Sync, we like to stick to sports. You know, we believe in sports. Sometimes we get a little political with our voting.
Don't you? No. We're not getting there.
Well, we did some voting talks with the All-Star, so we did get political.
Well, I mean, we kind of stayed in the sports realm a little bit.
Yeah. But it's time we try and conquer the beast that is known as the Swifties.
I don't think I want to talk about this.
No. We're gonna actually be on their side for once, which seems like I probably shouldn't ever say.
We're about to lose everybody who's watching this stream right now because you said that.
Oh wait, no. See. I mean, look, some people, man, they like T Swizzle. I don't. I'm sorry. I don't like her music.
You just played them.
I don't. And thankfully, my girlfriend is not watching, so she doesn't hear this. And nobody tell her, okay?
No.
Nobody tell her. But seeing Taylor Swift on the sidelines of football games.
She was on the sidelines?
No, she was in the
box.
In the box. Seeing that, she wasn't like at first it was like, yeah, that's kind of annoying. Yeah, the NFL playing to Taylor Swift, that's kind of annoying. But like the clip that they showed around was the NFL tweeted something out about Donna Kelsey and her suite excited to do the swag surf after the Chiefs win, and in which Taylor Swift was there. And a whole bunch of football fans are just sitting there complaining like it's the worst thing ever. And I'm sitting here thinking to myself, I don't like Taylor Swift. I don't. But something every time they show Taylor Swift on oh god.
Yeah, I agree with that take.
That'd be terrible.
I like that take.
For every time
you should eat a piece of cheese every single time.
You want me to die?
I'm sorry. You should buy
Okay, for every time they show Taylor Swift on TV for the next Chiefs game, which I guess they're at home because they won.
No. If Buffalo wins,
we don't know that yet. Yeah.
Yep,
we don't know that yet.
If Buffalo wins, then they're in Buffalo, and they're playing in the snow. If if Steelers win, then they're gonna play the Texans in Kansas City.
Yeah, I won't take a shot, but what I will do is for every number, I'll bet $1 on our parlay.
Ooh, I like that one. Ooh.
So, but back to my point, I feel like the amount of hatred that Taylor Swift got is too much. And I say that as like Taylor Swift's like top hater.
Yeah, I get to pick the whole parlay, just so you know.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, good. All right,
But it better hit.
Keep going.
It better hit.
Oh, it will. It will. Tyrese Halliburton will be on that parlay.
I'm aware.
Anyways, keep going.
Because she showed up to a football game, to watch a football game in like -9-degree weather. And regardless of how much her music is just terrible. I'm sorry. I don't like her music.
Sucks.
You still got to respect that as a football fan, to go out there and sit out there in -9-degree weather and watch football. I don't care if she was in a box suite.
She was in a box with warm, heated seating.
I don't care. Because that's still dedication. Like, she could have gone anywhere else. Been in sunny California where it's 72 degrees out. And a whole bunch of people just awing over her. So I like this point. She's the ultimate scapegoat for everything NFL fans hate about the NFL. And she is, but like I didn't like Taylor Swift when she wasn't involved with football. I was still not a Taylor Swift fan. I didn't
dislike her.
Like, I still disliked her. So I feel like part of Taylor Swift's problem is a lot of us didn't like her before.
And now because she wants to be a part of the thing that we like, we just hate her more.
Well, that's not my problem. But my problem is all of the people, all the Swifties who think that because Taylor Swift watched football, now they have to watch football.
I mean, to be honest, it brings the NFL money.
Yeah, it does. But like, I saw some stand-up comedian had a skit about how Taylor Swift was genius because she brought football to a larger audience, and because now they're watching football, they're going to want to try football, and the more people try football, the more brain injuries, and the more brain injuries, the more Taylor Swift fans. So
that's
it's
perfect,
like,
honestly.
It's like I can see that. And I thought this too. I still think this for a long time, because now they're like publicly talking about when they're going to get engaged. It probably is part of it is a media stunt for the.
I think it is. Honestly, I think it's too early for them to even talk about that stuff because they've only been dating for how long?
I don't know. I don't care.
Exactly.
This is a sports podcast.
Exactly. This isn't total drama. This isn't the drama alert count that everyone talks about. No.
This isn't the gossip page. But I like your point, JC. It probably is a little bit staged. And they probably like each other. They probably, like, I watched a little bit of Kelsey's podcast that he's talking about, like, trying to give Taylor Swift his numbers.
I don't watch other podcasts because this is the only place I come to for my sports.
Oh, and do you like when you're going through your day and like those times when most people, like, I listen to other podcasts when I'm like driving and stuff. I agree with this, by the way. This is 1,000% facts.
Yeah.
But do you like just like go back and, like, when you're thinking of a podcast to listen to, do you just go back and just listen to yourself on Sports Sync? Man, I had a really great point in episode 7.
But I probably should start doing that, honestly. Just to make sure I don't copy some stuff I say over. No, sometimes I listen to Joe Rogan podcasts. That's a good one I listen to.
No, I listen to Simply Sports podcasts.
Oh, okay.
Oh, my TV went out. So that's it for the Chiefs game. It was a boring game.
Very.
From what I heard.
26-7.
Yeah. How about Who else played? How about the you want to get the Browns game over with?
Sure, we'll get the Browns game over with. CJ Stroud is a dog. Joe Flacco is not a dog.
Joe Flacco is a
Stroud is a dog who beat the dog.
no. Joe Flacco was a Ravens spy.
Ah, I see.
He was a spy.
He pretended to be your friend, and then once it all came down to it, he messed it up on purpose. I see.
We will. Don't worry. We're gonna talk about that at the end. I want to get through. I feel like, God, this. As a Browns fan, I had been saying on this on the show, I've been saying to everybody that I'm not mad if we lose this game. We're playing our fourth string guys. We're so beat up. We're so injured. It's awful.
Okay, now I'm going to ask you: are you mad that you guys lost to the Texans
No,
in the way that you guys did?
the way we did is just like, dang it. Because our defense had been praised and heralded the entire year.
That's the issue. I think what you guys needed was no media at all on your backs. You guys needed
Well-
what the Packers had.
Well, the Packers had been having media because they went on that huge run. A lot of these playoff teams are having media. Like, you can't make the playoffs and not have media.
Well, that's true, but like you guys needed not as much media. Like if we really think about it,
We needed less chaos. That's what you're saying.
there you go.
We needed
Yeah, that's what I'm
less-
saying.
Because we started 5 quarterbacks this year.
Mhm.
5 starting quarterbacks. We were down to Jerome Ford as our starting running back.
Mhm.
We were down to our third string offensive lineman. We were beat up to high end. And because we were so hurt, I'm not affected by this loss because that's not the Cleveland Browns team. That's more like our Cleveland Browns practice squad
Mm.
that showed up. That wasn't the Browns at full health. You give me Nick Chubb and Deshaun Watson and my offensive line back, and we kicked the piss out of the Ravens.
Even Nick Chubb, honestly. If you guys just had Nick Chubb,
No, I'm being with Deshaun Watson too, because there were plays that I saw from Joe Flacco that I was thinking to myself that Deshaun Watson would have done better than Joe Flacco.
Mhm.
Because what Deshaun Watson brings that Joe Flacco does not bring, and Joe Flacco is the exact opposite of this, is Deshaun Watson can roll out of pressure.
Mm.
He can extend plays. If somebody's running after Joe Flacco, they're probably gonna catch Joe Flacco.
In all fairness, Joe Flacco used to be able to do that.
No, he's like 6'6".
He's a tall guy.
He's a giant, and he's stationary. So I
love how you used to praise him, and now you're like over here on the hate train.
no. I love Joe Flacco. I'll always love Joe Flacco for the excitement he brought to my football team. But I've been saying it since we got Joe Flacco, because now I'm on a different end of it, because Joe Flacco, he has to throw at least 1 touchdown, at least 200 yards, and at least an interception. Really, most of the times it's 2 touchdowns and an interception and 200 yards. That's what Joe Flacco has to do.
Mhm.
He's a robot. He has to do that in a game.
Mhm.
And so when the Browns when Deshaun Watson got hurt, my thought was, well, our defense is good enough. We just need to score 14 points in a game and let our defense handle the rest.
Mhm.
We can win these games.
You guys scored 14 points.
He did score 14 points. And Joe Flacco, there's your 2 touchdowns. There's your 14 points. Hey, we can win these games.
Yep.
Now I'm sitting on the other side of it. Maybe my defense isn't as good as I thought it was. Maybe Jim Schwartz is not a messiah. Maybe maybe everything. And so maybe Joe Flacco's two touchdowns and an interception isn't as good. It also does not help when Joe Flacco's 3 touchdowns. He had 3 touchdowns in the game against the Texans. Doesn't help when two of them are to the Texans.
I think y'all's defense is good, obviously. And I think you know that.
At home.
Mm,
Our defense, they showed this stat during the game. Our defense ranks first in points allowed per game when we are at home.
mm.
On the road, 31st,
Oh,
tied with the Green Bay Packers.
that's a big difference.
I think I really, really, really think this. Because, yeah, we talk about Deshaun Watson and Nick Chubb's injuries, but the majority of our salary cap that got injured, because I think we had like 30% of our salary cap on IR
Hmm.
playing in that playoff game, 30% of it,
Mm.
which is like far and beyond the most in the NFL.
Yep.
Where the majority of that salary cap is on the defense.
Yep.
So that defense, I mean, we were missing guys like Grant Delpit, Denzel Ward was hurt. Greg Newsome just is an injury to the defense regardless. We were missing Myles Garrett got hurt halfway through the year, and he hasn't been the same. Maurice Hurst is out for the year. Dalvin Tomlinson was out for the year. Ogbo Okonoro, I don't know how to pronounce his name.
There you go. Good job. Good
He
job.
was out. Yeah, he was out for the year. So like the Browns defense, that second half of the year when we played the majority of our road games was just so beat up that like, yeah. So
What you're saying right now is what I'm so used to having as a Niner fan. Always being hurt, and because we're hurt, not being able to finish in the times that we're supposed to.
well, again, the Browns weren't supposed to finish this year. I genuinely had no expectations for this season other than, hey, we might be pretty good.
Mm.
And honestly, we were very good.
I mean, you still got to clap it up as a good year. 11 wins.
Fourth ever playoff game since becoming a team again.
Yep.
That's exciting. There's
Yep.
excitement to bring. And now the bad news is I have expectations again.
Well, and that could either bite them in the butt or make
in
them
a
better.
way, I have expectations because we didn't see the full team. We didn't see what the Browns could do. You didn't give the healthy Cleveland Browns 17 full games to see. And I said this at the beginning of the year. I said the Browns are around. I said their ceiling is probably a 13-4 team, and their floor is probably a 7-10 team.
Mm-hmm.
And we were like right in the middle of that.
Yeah.
Because we had a team. We had a team that was good enough to do so. And now we didn't see that team this year. You didn't really know what team you were getting because the Browns were so beat up. 1 week, it's Deshaun Watson and Nick Chubb. The next week, it's P.J. Walker and Pierre Strong Jr. The week after that, it's Dorian Thompson-Robinson and Kareem Hunt. Then it's Joe Flacco and Jerome Ford.
What happened to Kareem Hunt?
He's a third down back.
Oh, okay.
So he's not, and that's I think why he was a free agent still, was because he wants to be like a running back one.
Mm-hmm.
He wants to be used as like a first down back, and
He's not as good as he used to be. I remember him at Chiefs. He was really good on the Chiefs. He was Alex Smith, that whole team.
give him
back in the
credit.
day.
He's a phenomenal kicker.
Was he kicking for you guys at one point?
No, but
remember the Texans had that one guy kicking the ball.
no, he did kick in other places.
Oh,
He kicked the Chiefs cheerleaders.
yeah, I remember that.
Is bad. But yeah, as I was saying, it's like a different team would show up every single week. So you give me the Cleveland Browns that started at week 1. Week 1, we beat the Joe Burrow Cincinnati Bengals 23-7 or 27-3. 27-3. A 95% healthy Cleveland Browns team beat the Tennessee Titans 27-3. We beat the I don't know. We beat the Titans by 24.
You guys won games by 3 scores.
An 85%, an 85 to 90% healthy Cleveland Browns team. Shout out the Arizona Cardinals. A 25% healthy or a 70% healthy Cleveland Browns team lost by 30 to the Houston Texans. So, again, I don't have any expectations for the next season. I'm not looking at it too hard yet because just get healthy. And let's roll out that same team that we didn't get to play this year because we were hurt. And I hate that. I hate that we were hurt. It really sucks, man. Because the difference is with you, Owen. See, your team has Super Bowls.
Yes.
And every year they're contending for that Super Bowl, regardless if they get hurt or not.
Yes.
So you can shake your hands. Oh well, we got hurt. Let's go get the number 4 pick and draft a phenomenal defensive end. Okay, we'll be back next year, and you are back next year.
Yep.
I get maybe 2 years, and I have to build for 5 years and suffer for 5 years to get that 2-year window.
That's not my fault, though.
Yeah, it's entirely your fault.
Okay, man.
I blame you for the Nick Chubb injury.
I think one, it comes down to money, team funding, where they put their money in. I think they're putting more.
We're gonna spend the pocketbook. This summer, you're gonna see the Cleveland Browns. They're just gonna be like, okay, you want $100? Here's $100. You want $1 million? Here's $1 million. Oh, do you want free money? Here's free money. Here's where you don't even have to gamble, man. We're just gonna give you the awards. Just here you go. Like,
I think one. Yeah, no, it's definitely going to be a turning point. It's going to be fun to see where this Browns team goes.
I don't think they go. Honestly, I'm saying I hope they don't go anywhere.
They probably will.
Just stay. Just stay in a hospital and get healthy. If you want to move on from some people, that's fine. Marquise Goodwin did nothing this season. He can move on.
Marquise Goodwin. I love Marquise Goodwin.
Do I have the right guy? I probably don't have the right guy. I'm probably not saying the right. Marquise Goodwin. Maybe. I think that's his
former
name.
Niner. He was so good for us. He wasn't really that good for us, but I still love him. He was a speed demon.
Yeah. Okay. We're thinking of the same guy. Marquise Goodwin. He could move on. It might be time for him to move on. Jerome Ford. It might be time for him to move on.
Get that man out of there.
So I hope the Browns don't do anything.
I hope the Browns. I hope the Browns take a receiver in the draft.
If there's one up there, I'd like. If there's one,
was Xavier Leggetti, Xavier Worthy. They'll be there. There will be good receivers there.
If there's one in the second round, I don't really want like a 4th round receiver.
No.
It's not going to have that much because we drafted a receiver last year.
Mm-hmm.
And you probably didn't know that.
Who'd you get? I did not. Who'd you guys draft last year?
Cedric Tillman.
Ah, okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
So like we've been drafting receivers in the past few drafts. We drafted Anthony Schwartz. We drafted David Bell. We drafted Cedric Tillman. And I love David Bell and Cedric Tillman. Anthony Schwartz, me and him aren't so keen. But I understand why the Browns lost, but what is your reason for why the Browns had a 45-point swing from beating the Texans? CJ Stroud didn't play in the first game. And CJ Stroud is phenomenal.
CJ Stroud will go
really,
down
really good
for no reason. He's a rookie. Why is he so good?
Top 5 in the NFL already.
I'm so used to seeing quarterback rookies have 9-9, 10-11, 9-6 years when it comes to touchdown interception ratios, that whenever a rookie QB actually breaks out, like this is some Madden franchise game and this is like season 3 in that franchise, it's so weird and looks unrealistic to see somebody play as well as a rookie as he does.
This was a strange year all around for quarterbacks.
Mm-hmm.
So it makes sense that this is the year for a guy like CJ Stroud and a guy like Jordan Love to show up.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not mad at that. If there was any quarterback, I'm glad it was CJ Stroud. I like CJ Stroud the best. I was telling people since he was a freshman at Ohio State, this guy's going to be phenomenal in the NFL someday. I've been saying the entire offseason he was the guy instead of Bryce Young. I don't know why
Sound
they
like
didn't.
LeBron right now. Yeah, I remember watching that Kobe game. Yeah, he was at 7. He was like, I thought he was gonna drop 70. I don't know why, but I had a feeling.
I'll pull up receipts. I'll pull up my receipts.
Okay,
My own, because I keep my receipts for tax purposes. This is the purpose right here, because I knew. No, I didn't. I'm not gonna go that far. I'm disappointed we got killed, because that sucks. Getting a good old fashioned tail whooping.
Yep.
On national TV is no fun.
Yep.
It feels like the most Browns way to go out. To still not have any expectations, and then still not meet the bar, and you're still left hurt. Yeah, but it was a good season. It was fun. The Texans are good. They're going to if they play Baltimore, they're going to give the Ravens all kinds of grief.
I think the Texans make it to the AFC Championship game.
Maybe. I don't think they go into Arrowhead and win.
No, I think if the Bills do win,
yeah,
then we're going to see a Chiefs and Texans or Bills and Texans. And if the Chiefs beat the Bills and then play the Texans and beat the Texans, I'm calling the NFL rigged, and I am not watching the Super Bowl even if the Niners are in it.
If the Chiefs make it to the Super Bowl, Owen and I will listen to whatever Taylor Swift album is recommended.
Stop. An album? A full-on album?
A full album.
Why did you put me in this situation?
Because I make so many bets. I feel like it's time you have to understand.
Just throw me in under the bus. You know what? Fine.
I'm texting my girlfriend this right now. This is
listen to a album from Taylor Swift.
Yeah. This is mark this down. Everybody keep your receipts. Start screen recording.
Don't screen record. Don't.
Keep this.
No. Don't keep anything. Get rid of this. Excuse me, guys. I'm a little bit tired today.
Listen to a Taylor Swift album.
What game haven't we talked about yet? The Lions and
Rams
game.
The best game so far.
That game was fun. That was a fun
game. Jared Goff, Matthew Stafford. Matthew Stafford's first visit back to Detroit. It did not disappoint.
He also got booed.
He did get booed. That was fun.
That was sad. Everything he did for them.
It is Willie time. I agree with this. Devontae Walker. Oh. Yes. I will take Devontae Walker right now. Sorry. Anyways, back to I love Devontae Walker. He's fast.
I'm fast too.
No, you're not, Owen. Shut up.
Anyways, Rams Lions. Let's go.
Stafford and Goff went back and forth. It
was a fun little duel.
Honestly, it wasn't a game of who made more mistakes. It was more of a game of who could capitalize a bit better than the other. And surprisingly, that's Jared Goff.
Surprisingly. Maybe that's just because Dan Campbell is a gutsy guy and really trusts his quarterback.
There were sometimes it didn't pay off. Like they could have had points to end the half and gone up 24-14 or 24-17, but they didn't. They ended up going in and later kicking a field goal and getting their 24 and then 23-24. The Rams had a chance late. They couldn't convert. They punted the ball away at the end. And then they put the ball back in the hands of Jared Goff. And
It seemed like a stupid move because why would you punt the ball back to the most aggressive head coach in the entire league?
Yeah, I didn't agree with that call. McVay is very like analytical,
Yeah.
so he was probably sitting there very like Doctor Strange. Like there are 14 million possible outcomes. The only one we win is if we punt. So
He played it. He played his cards wrong. Well, McVay's crazy. He's a crazy person because he has that picture thing too, where you could say any play, and he knows it
he'll be
instantly.
like, so Sean, take me through week 17 of the 2014 season. On 2nd and 10 in the second quarter, the fourth drive. What at that point? What was your thoughts on a potential drink, or like what Gatorade flavor would you like? And he'd be like, "Well, I was thinking you maybe having grape and putting a little cherry in
I
that."
was gonna say grape. I was just gonna say grape.
I was feeling a bit ambitious during that play.
But at that
Second and
time,
10.
we wanted to run a
At that
uh,
time, Todd Gurley was phenomenal, and it's just like we just got to give the ball to him, and I'll drink the purple Gatorade.
we wanted a two slant vertical high post on one, you know. So
I thought for 5 minutes we were about to get the Carson Wentz revenge story. Um,
oh, I forgot Carson was on their roster.
he beat the Niners week 18.
He beat the Niners backups week 18.
He beat the Niners to get into the playoffs too, because that's how they clinched.
No, they're already in the playoffs. They already clinched.
Oh, that's right, because that's why they
Win or
weren't playing
lose.
Matthew
That's
Stafford.
why they didn't play Matthew.
But they won that game to then get the right to not play Dallas, which honestly ended up hurting them.
They should
So
have played
maybe
Dallas.
maybe Carson Wentz screwed him over.
Like he screws a bunch of teams over. He screwed Washington over that one time.
Yeah, he screwed Indy over. He didn't screw Philly over. Philly screwed him over, and then he just spiraled down the fight. I'll screw other teams over.
Yeah, kind of fair though.
Um, but the Rams, where do you go from this?
As a Rams fan,
As the front office,
as
I'm
the
giving
front
you
office,
Where do you
the
go from this?
keys, dang. They have their first, right?
Mhm.
I'm taking defense. I think defense is the top priority, especially secondary. Um, defense or O line. I think that's my take here when it comes to the Rams because I feel like they're good everywhere else. If you really think about it, I mean, they just got Puka Nakua who just burst on the scene for no reason at all. So now they have two really good receivers. They have a good running back in Kyron Williams. They have a good quarterback who is still good with Matthew Stafford. They have a good tight end in Tyler Higbee. They just need a left tackle.
How long does Matthew Stafford have? Like,
Two, he
if you're
has
the Rams, are you running it back? Are you just like, okay, let's go? Window's still
maximum
open.
maximum 2 years. He starts this next year and then he's back up the year following. That's how I think for within the Rams.
So, do the Rams go in like the second or third round and go grab a quarterback? This is a very stacked QB draft. There's a
Mm-hmm.
chance. They already have they have Stetson Bennett, 2-time champ
Yeah, but I don't think
in that
Stinson's
locker
ever going
room.
to start. That's the issue.
Really?
I don't think he will. I feel like if they do take a quarterback, then we know he'll never start. But if they don't, then they're basically giving him half of the key. They're giving him one key to the kingdom.
Brock Purdy reminds me of a young Stetson Bennett.
Yeah. I saw a post of Brock Purdy looking like a Viking, and it honestly was awesome.
I could
Like
see
the
that.
full beard and the big old hair and everything. It was amazing seeing. It was amazing looking.
My favorite is the girl that looks exactly like Brock Purdy.
Oh yeah, Anne Fry.
Mm-hmm.
Anna Fry. Yep.
Okay, back to the Lions. You did it. This is exactly what you wanted. You won a playoff game, and now you play at home again.
Dan Campbell will be with this team for at least 5 more seasons.
Oh no, they've left this window. Jared Goff just won himself an extension.
Oh yeah, I know. It was crazy because at the beginning of the season we were all thinking, "Man, does this team stick with Jared Goff?"
Yeah, we thought
And
that was the QB question. Was in Detroit. Turns out, no.
Nope, not at all. He proved all of us wrong. And good job, Jared. Good job, Jared.
Really, Jared Goff had been playing pretty consistent football. He was one of the like the top 5 QBs in the league this year.
He's fun fact. He's in the MVP race. I don't know if he's gonna win it, obviously, but he's in like the back half of the race.
Like, I'd give him a vote.
I give him a vote.
If
Actually,
I had
no,
a spare one,
I'd
I'd
give
give him a
Purdy a
vote.
vote. I give Purdy a vote.
Yeah, but you're biased. I'd give
well,
Nick Chubb a vote.
That's yeah.
But the Lions, this is exactly what they wanted. This is perfect for them. And I'd be very interesting. Ooh, the Rams just sign a QB. I don't see McVay staying around to develop. McVay's only 40. I don't think people understand. Like,
McVay got with this team when he was like 33, 34.
he's 40. Like, y'all,
He's a young man for coaching.
he's going to stick around for a while.
Oh yeah, he's with this team for a long time.
Whether they're in St. Louis or Los Angeles, I guarantee you they move back to St. Louis.
I would love to see that. I would love to see that.
And then they'll move back to Los Angeles again. It's going to be
keep flipping
back and forth. Yeah. So
I could see the Raiders going to LA again.
But I could see. Yeah, I could see that too. I could see the Raiders going to Oakland.
If the Chargers go back to San Diego, which I think will happen in the next 5 years, honestly.
I hope so. I feel like McVay has a lot of time to go especially if they draft one this year. He's got time to go develop a quarterback.
Oh yeah,
he'd be fine with doing that.
Didn't he basically develop Jared Goff?
Yeah, they went up and they traded up for Goff.
Well, that was back. That was back whenever they had Jeff Fisher though, as the head coach.
But Sean McVay chose Jared Goff. So
was Sean McVay on that roster, coaching wise?
I think so.
Because that was their first year in LA when they were still rocking the navy blue and gold.
Don't get me started.
Oh, those jerseys were nice. I'm sorry.
Those jerseys were clean. Those were fire.
I love them.
All right, Owen, do we want to look at this? We got 2 games tomorrow. Pittsburgh and Buffalo. Who wins that game?
Steelers. Pittsburgh wins it.
I'm not jumping in the river. Okay? I'm not. Okay, I'll eat the cheese, man. I'll listen to the Taylor Swift album. I'm not jumping in the river. Do you know how cold it is?
I want you to know something right now. Okay, we'll change it,
painful?
but I like this thing that we're doing. I like how you ate cheese.
No, it's fine. No. It's fine. I'm not changing. I'm not gonna wuss out of my own word.
I like how you ate cheese because of the cheese heads. I feel like every single time you do a bet, we have to do a bet that like consists with the NFL team.
Well, okay. What do you got? The Steelers. I'll break your kneecap. I'll tear your ACL. That's what I'll do. Yeah, that'll show you.
You got to learn how to skateboard, and then you have to come back to us in a month and show us a trick.
My girlfriend's a skateboarder. God, that'd be awful. God, you think I could skateboard? I am as mobile as Joe Flacco.
Man.
All right, so Buffalo wins that game because they're the better team. They have the better roster, and the Steelers don't have TJ Watt, so there's no way they can stop the Buffalo offense. Buffalo's going to score a lot despite it being a snowy game.
You know what's going to stop the Buffalo offense?
If you say the Pittsburgh Steelers, I'm going to delete you from this chat.
It's not. It's going to be the snow. It'll stop the Buffalo offense.
The only person that can stop the Buffalo offense is Josh Allen. And if you take up Josh Allen's ability to stop them via throwing an interception, then the problem is solved. Like, essentially, the snow is essentially solving their own problem.
Mm-hmm.
So I like the Bills in this one.
Mason Rudolph's about to have a 200 passing yard game, and then you're gonna want to wish you took that bet for Mason Rudolph.
No, he can't. He can't, right? He can't. If the Steelers win a playoff game and the Browns don't, I might jump in that river and just never breathe again.
He's gonna jump in the river and never come up.
I'll just just jump straight in. Oh, hi Megalodon. Yep, just eat me up. Go ahead.
Yeah, I got the Steelers winning this game.
I got the
Like,
Bills.
like,
I
like
got
a
the
nice
Bills.
16-12 game because of how bad this weather's gonna be. So it's gonna be rocket. It's gonna be something.
I got the Bills winning this one. It's gonna be like 8 to 15. It's gonna be awful. It's gonna be ugly, and I'm gonna love every second of it unless the Steelers are winning. Then I'm gonna hate every second of it.
Then we have
Um,
our friends down south
the
called
Eagles and the Vikings, or the
no
Vikings, the Eagles and the
Vikings.
Buccaneers.
The heck? Where'd you get that one from?
Minnesota.
No, that makes sense. Um,
Eagles and the Buccaneers. I got the
Buccaneers win.
Bucks pulling off the upset.
Yep, Bucks win. Um, Eagles suck. They can't do anything without their stars. You know what I'm gonna see on a 3rd and 18 is gonna be a screen pass to Gainwell once again. And it's gonna be amazing because I called their play.
Well, here's the thing. The Browns didn't have a lot of momentum going into the playoffs because they got destroyed in week 18. The Cowboys, they had some momentum because they beat the Commanders, but in week 17 they lost to the Dolphins. If you
Mhm.
remember that.
Yeah, I kind of a little bit.
They lost to the Dolphins, and they really didn't have they were a team that was kind of struggling to get into the playoffs. The Lions didn't have any momentum, but they won today. But I think that's Jared Goff. I think Jared Goff had. So I feel like a lot of these teams that don't have momentum in the playoffs have really been struggling. The Browns got dogged. The Dolphins, they lost momentum. They got dogged. The Cowboys, I had to eat cheese because they got dogged. So, like, with the Eagles not having momentum, give me the Buccaneers. I'm taking that all day. A home playoff game environment for Baker Mayfield. Yeah, I'm taking that all day. He's gonna find Jason Kelsey, the most likable guy, stare him down and tell him to suck my and point at his jockstrap. He's gonna do it.
He's gonna do it because
Just because he's Baker friggin' Mayfield, man. I
it's-
love that man to death. I'll wear my Baker jersey for that tomorrow.
You
That's
should.
what I'll do.
You
I'm
should.
doing it.
Yeah,
Baker
Bucks
boys
win this
forever.
game. I think the Bucks win this game convincingly.
I don't want them to win this game though, because I'd really hate it if Baker won a playoff game before we did. After we
Baker's
got
gonna
them.
go into Tampa, beat the Philadelphia Eagles, then go into Detroit and beats the Lions, and then he's gonna solidify himself with a contract extension.
That's a take. That's a take. That we'll have to see. So the bracket right now, let's go over that because I know we enjoy some good old bracketology over here.
Oh, Rams will probably just sign a QB when the time comes. I don't see me. Oh, I already read that one. My bad. My bad. It's been a long stream, a long little podcast episode.
Yeah, we had a lot to talk about, man.
We did have a lot to talk about. We're gonna talk
Let's get
about
into
the
some.
Patriots signing that head coach, by the way, real quick. Or did we already talk about that one?
That was an in-house hire.
Yeah.
They I thought that
Former
was interesting
player.
because apparently what makes it also interesting is that was a part of his contract. Like that was a part of Bill Belichick's contract that once you get fired or once you move on, our next guy is him.
Oh,
That was written like they didn't even do a search. They were just like, okay, you're here. We're gonna give you the job.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
There's some sort of thing called the Rooney Rule. I haven't read into it that much yet. I should probably explore that a little bit, but
It was like, because he was not an option for head coach whatsoever. He was on no one's radar.
no, he was. He was on some talks last year.
Okay, well, he
Okay,
was
so
on
this
my radar this at least.
is Bleacher Reports updated from Saturday. As you see right now, they've got the Texans. That could change. They could be on their way to Kansas City, depending on what Buffalo does. Green Bay is on their way to San Francisco. That is set in stone. That's
Yep.
the only game right now set in stone.
Yep.
The Lions get the winner of Philly and Tampa Bay at home in Detroit. Depending on time slots, I think next week could be very interesting. I'd like to see, because I think I want to see the Niners at the 1 p.m. slot. I wanted them to have the first game
Why do you say that? So
because we just haven't seen them a lot playing that first game. I don't know if they're gonna give it to them because there's no way, because I think that's like what if it's a 1 p.m. kickoff my time, that's like what
12 my time.
12 your time, and then California time I think is still an hour behind you.
It's 2 hours actually. It's 10
So
a.m.
yeah, I don't think they start at 10, their playoff game at 10 a.m.
They're not going to start at 10 a.m. They're going to start at
Unfortunately.
1. They're going to it'll be 4 your time.
Yeah, that means they get the 4 o'clock game, which is unfortunate. I'd love to see them at the 1 o'clock game.
Well, it's the 1 o'clock game for them.
But I feel like the time slots will be important, and I'd love to see how that could, because I feel like that could affect some teams. Playing in prime time versus playing it at like 4. So,
I mean, if you feel about it, if you look at a team like the Niners or the Ravens, teams that have always been in prime time games for basically almost every week this whole year, it's something.
You remember when the Dolphins head coach got fired?
Oh yeah,
because he was bad at his job.
Brian Flores.
Yeah, Brian Flores, and then he and then they added the Rooney Rule. Yeah, that's what that's from. Okay, I remember that. That's how they got around the Rooney Rule too, because it was written in his contract.
Oh,
you have to interview a certain percentage in the coaching search.
So they did those interviews like very fast.
I think we should rename that rule to the who was the old owner of the Redskins? What's his name?
Oh, what is his name?
Isn't it Dan something?
Schneiser. No.
Yeah, Dan Snyder.
Yeah, Dan Snyder. There you go. I said it wrong, but Dan Snyder. Yep.
Yeah, to change it to Dan Snyder, the anti-Dan Snyder rule.
Yep. That's perfect, honestly.
All right, Owen. So we've got one game set in stone. Packers Niners.
Yep.
You actually predicted that game. Congratulations to you, Owen.
Thank you.
Who wins that game?
Niners.
Okay. Who wins?
Convincingly.
Who wins tomorrow? You said the Bucks.
The Bucks and the Steelers win tomorrow.
Lions and the Buccaneers.
Yep.
You got the Buccaneers?
Yes.
Niners Bucks. Let me guess. The 49ers?
Yes.
Wow. Phenomenal guess. Who wins this game?
Which one?
Pittsburgh Buffalo.
Steelers. I got the Steelers win that game.
All right. Pittsburgh Baltimore.
Steelers. Steelers are winning that game against Baltimore.
All right. Kansas City and Houston.
Honestly, I want Houston, but it's gonna be Kansas City.
All right. Are we listening to a Taylor Swift album, Owen?
Probably. It'll be Kansas City in the Super Bowl. This is terrible.
Aren't you glad I added you into this?
I hate this.
Live on SportsSync, the first episode after the AFC Championship game, if the Chiefs win, will begin with a listening of a Taylor Swift. I don't know if we'll be able to do that. I think her lawyers will be like, no, what is wrong with you?
We might just have to spend the entire time listening to that
on mute, just us in our headphones, just like
yeah.
This is miserable. I hate it. And our fans are like, what is going on? What are they talking about?
It'll be an entire stream of us on mute listening to Taylor Swift in an album that I dislike completely.
Who are we gonna let pick the album? We'll have to figure that out. I don't think the Chiefs make it. I think the Bills beat them. I think the Bills win. I think the Bills beat them. I think the Texans get the best of the Ravens, and I think the Bills go to the Super Bowl.
I No, I don't believe the Bills could ever go to the Super Bowl.
Are the Bills one of those teams like the Dallas Cowboys that's going to prove me wrong and be cursed? I hope so.
They always lose in round 2. Cowboys lose in round 1. They always lose in round 2.
Good.
So,
just please lose in round 2 and not in round 1. And we'll be fine.
If they lose in round 1, that'd be hilarious. Both 2 seeds out in the same year. In 1 year. Oh man, we could honestly see a Packers and Steelers Super Bowl. Like this is 2012.
2010, I thought.
2011, I think actually.
Packers fans would know.
Ah, yes.
Wouldn't it be funny? Love Story and Romeo played. I've been saying that all year. I'm gonna confess something on sports. No, I'm not.
Oh no.
No, we're not. We're not gonna go down that road.
I was gonna say, don't give the fans what they want.
Hey man, it's a love story.
It's not a love story. It's just drama so that the NFL gets more money.
No, the Green Bay Packers. It's a love story.
Oh, the Packers? Oh yeah.
The quarterbacks jump Jordan Love. They have Romeo Dobbs.
Yeah, it's funny.
It's a love story, and the antagonist, what's keeping them from having true love is Joe Barry. He's like the Montagues. That's right. I read Shakespeare. All right, Owen. I think that's all we have to talk about.
Man,
that was an eventful episode.
It was a long episode too.
We had a lot to talk about.
Yeah, we did. Too much.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Nick. That is Owen. Hopefully, I'm never eating cheese on this show again. That was awful.
You should eat cheese for every single time the Packers win a game.
No. No.
I wish I made that bet. Oh, man. I wish I made that. If the Packers went to the Super Bowl, you have to eat a full cartridge of cheese.
No, I'm not making that.
Cream cheese, like a full.
No. I'll eat mac and cheese.
Okay, done deal. Mac and cheese.
If the Packers win the NFC, I'll eat a bowl of mac and cheese.
A bowl of mac.
I like mac and cheese. I like mac and cheese, but just eating just a straight piece of American cheese is disgusting. I thought I was at the gag, bro. I genuinely that last bite. I was at the gag, bro.
You had no. I didn't even tell you to eat straight up American cheese. I just said eat cheese, and you picked the worst piece of cheese that you could eat.
That was all we had.
You did that to yourself.
I'm not gonna go out to the store and prepare for sports thing. Like I gotta go buy cheese for no, I'm not gonna do that. So
you should have. The Cowboys and Packers game was the early game.
Yeah, I should have. All right, well, that's all we've got for today. We hope you guys have enjoyed this. Fire Joe Barry. We'll end on that. We don't like Joe Barry either. I'm Nick. That's Owen, and please let our takes sink in. Thanks, guys.